Do you feel that sudden tightness in your chest right now? That unexplained restlessness you have been carrying inside you for the past few days is not a sign of exhaustion. It is a signal, an alarm bell ringing from the deepest dimensions of your soul. You are searching for an answer. You have stared at the ceiling during sleepless nights, wondering if anyone up there is truly hearing your heart-wrenching pleas. You wonder if you are walking the wrong path, if the terrifying silence of the universe all this time has actually been a rejection. Today, right at this very second, that silence officially ends. You stumbling upon this message is not a glitch in the algorithm, nor is it a meaningless coincidence among millions of other pieces of content out there. This is a divine appointment, an appointed time ordained before you even took your first breath. The Most High has intentionally redirected every event of your day today, just to compel you to stop right here. At this exact coordinate of time and space, He has a remarkably urgent message that must be transmitted directly into your spirit, a message that cannot be delayed. I know you are exhausted. I know you have tried so hard to appear strong in front of everyone, wearing a mask of calmness, so convincing that no one realizes you are crumbling on the inside. You have been fighting invisible battles that absolutely no one knows about. You have sacrificed. You have given. You have surrendered, only to be met with cold, slamming doors. You have begun to doubt your own worth, wondering if you have been forgotten in this vast world. But listen to me, and listen to me closely with your entire being. The Creator is not blind to your tears. He is not deaf to your silent groanings. Every delay you are experiencing right now is not a rejection. It is a meticulously hidden preparation. Right now, if you can feel the electric current of understanding running down your spine, if you know that this message was born specifically to find you, seal it. Type down in the comments the words "I am ready to receive." Let that action become a declaration, the very first key to break open the blocked energy doors in your life. But you must be truly careful. There is an invisible force, a distraction trying to convince you to scroll away from this video right now. It knows that if you stay for just a few more minutes, you will uncover an earth-shattering secret about the real reason why the people you once trusted suddenly turned their backs on you. A truth about what is happening in the dark, right behind your back, that you have absolutely no idea about. I am going to tear down that veil of secrecy in the very next moment. And trust me, that truth will completely shake your entire reality. Do not look away, because the biggest shock hasn't even arrived yet. You have thought that the isolation surrounding you all this time was a life sentence. You sit in your silent car, resting your head on the steering wheel after a long, exhausting day, and let the tears fall without daring to make a single sound. You step outside, wearing your most perfect smile, pretending everything is fine while your finances are drained, your relationships are broken, and your heart is covered in bleeding scratches. You look up at the pitch-black sky and wonder why these terrible things keep raining down on someone who always tries to live kindly, someone who always compromises and sacrifices for others like you do. You think the Most High has turned a blind eye, leaving you to be torn apart by wolves. But listen to me. The truth is the exact opposite. The bone-deep pain you are enduring is never a punishment. Not at all. The great thinker C.S. Lewis once left us with a profound truth. God whispers to us in our pleasures, speaks in our conscience, but shouts in our pains. It is his megaphone to rouse a deaf world. Do you hear that clearly? This agonizing brokenness is that divine megaphone. The Creator had to use the most forceful method to pull you out of a faded life, out of a toxic environment, and people who were draining your energy day and night. If it weren't for this storm, you would forever settle in a cramped cage, clinging to trivial things entirely unworthy of your grand destiny. He has never taken his eyes off you, not even for a millisecond. When you thought the whole world had turned its back on you, he was the unseen watcher, standing right there. In that dark room where you curled up and sobbed, he caught every single tear of your sorrow with his own hands, recorded every silent sigh, and held you up on the nights you thought you wouldn't survive until the next morning. Darkness can never swallow the light. It is merely the backdrop that makes the light shine brighter. And right now, the ray of deliverance is piercing through the night that has enveloped your soul. You no longer have to fight alone. If you can feel the warmth of healing spreading through your chest right now, if you know that the call in the darkness is meant for your very soul, confirm this connection. Type down in the comments the words, "I hear you." Lord, let the spiritual realm see that you have awakened. Let that action shatter the silence of the night, and hold tightly to this faith. Because right after this, I will unveil for you exactly how all the tears you had to endure are secretly being alchemized into the most powerful weapon, preparing you for a divine shift in destiny that you have never even dared to dream of. You look at the people around you constantly posting about their successes, their new milestones, their new homes, their radiant smiles, and then you look back at yourself. You feel like you are being left behind, stuck in an endless loop of stagnation, of unrewarded efforts. You ask yourself, why me? Why am I always the one who has to suffer and wait? You feel as though you are being buried under layers of muddy disappointment. But stop that thought right now, because you are looking at the very nature of this issue all wrong. Remember the story of Joseph in the Bible. He was given a grand dream of glory from a very young age. But what happened immediately after? He was betrayed by his own flesh and blood, sold into slavery in a foreign land, and finally thrown into a cold dungeon for a crime he did not commit. Throughout those dark years of his youth, it seemed as if the sky had completely closed in on him, and every promise had shattered. Anyone looking in would have said that Joseph's life was buried forever, but they were wrong. And you are also mistaken about your own life. The Most High was not burying Joseph, he was planting him. That dungeon was the mandatory hidden preparation to pave the way for a visible breakthrough of historical proportions. If Joseph had been placed straight onto the throne the very day he had that dream, he would never have had the resilience, the wisdom, and the grace to save an entire nation. The dungeon was not his tomb, it was God's forge. Your life right now is unfolding in the exact same manner. You are not being buried, you are being planted into the soil of preparation. The Creator is hiding you in the dark to protect you, to refine your character. If a giant tree wants to reach its massive canopy toward the light and stand firm against the fiercest storms, its roots must pierce deeply into the cold, sunless earth. You are not stuck in one place. You are taking root. The terrifying silence you are experiencing is actually the sound of the Most High, fiercely reinforcing the foundation of your life, so that when He hands you the crown of success, its weight will not break your neck. The doors that slammed coldly in your face were not rejections, but a sturdy shield protecting you from the wrong rooms you were not yet allowed to enter. Your suffering has never been meaningless. It is the most expensive material used to weave your glory. But oh, you who are covered in scratches, listen to this very carefully. The darkness of that waiting is about to officially come to an end. There is a divine shift, a collision of destiny rushing toward you at this very moment, at a speed your mind cannot yet comprehend. Do not leave before you receive the key to throw that door wide open. In the next part, I will reveal to you a sacred seal that you carry upon yourself, the very thing that identifies you as the chosen one, the thing that makes the people around you always feel confused and tremble whenever they try to bring you down. Have you ever wondered why you always feel so out of place, even when standing in a crowd, among old friends, or even within your own blood family? You always carry a strange sense of detachment, as if you belong to an entirely different world. You have been labeled as the misfit, the one who is too sensitive, or the one who always overthinks everything. How many times have you tried to force yourself to shrink down, whittling away your differences just to fit into some normal mold, just hoping to be accepted by others, but you can never do it, because your soul fiercely refuses to be trivialized? Listen to me on this. That gut-wrenching feeling of not belonging is not a flaw, it is a mark. The mark of the chosen one. You cannot fit in because you were created to stand out. You were not born to follow the herd, but destiny is calling your name to become a leader. The spirit within the writings of the great thinker C is one. Lewis once reminded us of a profound truth. There are no ordinary people, and you have never truly talked to a mere mortal. Every soul carries an eternal weight, but not everyone is awakened enough to realize that. But you are different. You carry a vibrational frequency so high that it makes the fast asleep people around you feel blinded and confused. They do not understand you. They try to bring you down. They are envious of you, not because you did anything wrong, but because the light radiating from your authenticity unintentionally exposes the dark corners and the mediocrity they are desperately trying to hide. Never apologize for this sacred mark. The tangled scars you carry on your body are not evidence of a failure. They are the radiant medals of a warrior who survived and walked out from the realm of death. The Most High has placed a colossal destiny into your hands, a solitary path that absolutely no one else in this world can walk for you. You are not a random existence. You are a masterpiece intentionally designed for such a time as this. Do not try to suffocate yourself for another second, because the universe needs you to rise up with your full, original power. And to do that, you need to make a decisive turning point right now. A specific spiritual practice that I will guide you through in the very next part, which will instantly shatter every burden that has been crushing your shoulders all this time. Right now, I want you to do something, wherever you are, whether it is loud or perfectly still around you. Pause everything. Put this phone down or set it aside. If you can, close your eyes. Take a deep breath and feel the air filling your already overly tense chest. Now, turn both of your palms facing up to the sky and let them rest gently, completely relaxed. Do not clench them. A clenched fist is a handful of fear. For a long time, you have held on too tightly. You held on to old pains, held on to toxic relationships, held on to the people who cruelly abandoned you. You clung to control because you feared that if you let go, your world would collapse. But listen to me. A clenched hand cannot possibly receive any new blessings. An open hand is absolute surrender. An open hand is how you tell the universe that you are no longer fighting to hold everything together on your own. You are handing all these burdens over to a higher, divine arrangement. Keep your palms open just like that, and whisper in your mind, or speak it out loud if you want, I release what does not belong to me, to receive what you have prepared. Say it one more time, slower and more firmly. I release what does not belong to me, to receive what you have prepared. As you speak these words, feel the real physical shift happening in your body. Feel the tension melting away, sliding off your heavy shoulders, running down your arms, and completely draining out through your fingertips. Relief is spreading into every single cell. You no longer have to brace yourself just to survive. This surrender is the greatest turning point of faith. By opening your palms, you have just dropped the chains the enemy used to bind you all this time. But this battle does not end here. The enemy does not easily let go of an awakened soul. In the next part, I must warn you about the most sinister weapon the dark forces are aggressively using right now to drag you back into fear. And you must know exactly how to stop it immediately, the very second you opened your palms and surrendered your heavy burdens. A very real spiritual warfare was activated in the unseen realm. You must be completely and utterly alert right now. The enemy of your soul is panicking. He is terrified because he knows that once you fully awaken and step into the true frequency of the Chosen One, every single chain he has painstakingly forged to bind you over the years will instantly shatter into dust. He knows his time of controlling you is coming to an end. But be very careful, because the attack strategy of the dark forces is not at all like what you usually imagine. Through his famous work, The Screwtape Letters, the profound thinker C.S. Lewis exposed a remarkably sharp and chilling truth. The enemy rarely uses the fires of hell or earth-shattering tragedies to threaten you. Instead, he uses noise. He uses the relentless noise of daily life. He uses the weapon of distraction and those petty, relentless daily anxieties to silently and slowly drag you away from the presence of the Creator. He drains your energy through the stress of overdue bills. He plants seeds of bitter frustration in your mind over a careless comment from a co-worker. He clutters your exhausted brain with dozens of mindless, scrolling news feeds on social media. He uses that exact exhausting busyness, those trivial, nagging doubts, and that constant, deafening noise to drown out the gentle whisper of the Most High. He wants to steal your focus right at this sacred moment. He wants to distract you because he knows exactly where you are standing. He knows you are standing right on the very edge of a massive quantum leap. He knows that a divine shift is about to launch you into a new dimension of peace and abundance. If he can just distract you, if he can make you give up, if he can make you doubt your own immense worth and scroll past this message, he will successfully steal the monumental breakthrough that the universe has already prepared for you. Do not let him win. Do not let those pathetic, desperate noises gnaw at your beautiful soul for even one more second. Reject the distraction. Silence the chaotic noise in your mind and stand firm like the true spiritual warrior you were born to be, because you are about to cross the final threshold of your destiny. Push through the distraction right now. Keep your heart perfectly still and your spirit completely open, because in the very next part, I am going to announce the 4 biggest areas of your life that are preparing to receive a permanent, unprecedented, and absolute restoration. Keep absolute stillness in your mind right now. Because the great restoration I just mentioned does not arrive in the way this world usually expects. We often think that miracles must appear with lightning, thunderous roars, or earth-shattering events. But remember the story of the great prophet Elijah in the Bible when he stood on Mount Horeb, fleeing from persecution and so exhausted that he just wanted to give up. When he sought the presence of God, he was not in the powerful wind that tore the mountains apart. He was not in the earthquake that shook the ground. He was not in the blazing fire that consumed everything. Instead, he appeared in a gentle, quiet whisper, a sacred stillness. The divine shift in your life right now is happening in exactly the same way. The biggest miracles, the greatest quantum leaps, do not usually arrive with a deafening bang. They come as a gentle whisper deep into your soul. It could be a sudden shift in your emotions at this very second, a sense of inexplicable peace flooding your chest amidst 1,000 storms. It could be an unexpected phone call tomorrow morning, an acceptance email you have been exhaustingly waiting for, a seemingly coincidental encounter, or an idea that suddenly flashes in your mind and changes your entire financial trajectory. Right now, as you are listening to these words, you are setting foot on the very threshold of your breakthrough. The invisible veil separating you from your blessings has been torn apart. In the spiritual realm, massive arrangements are taking place at breakneck speed behind the physical curtain. The doors you used to knock on until both your hands bled are now swinging wide open automatically. Not because of your exhausting efforts, but because the appointed time has struck. The self-pity, the invisible curses clinging to you from the past, and the cycle of exhaustion are crumbling to pieces right beneath your feet. You are crossing a point of no return. Do not look for validation from the noisy world out there. Feel that shift resonating right inside your own soul. You are no longer a victim of adversity. You are preparing to step into a new dimension of restoration. And in the next part, I will announce in detail the 4 pillar areas in your life that the Creator is personally rebuilding, turning the painful ruins of yesterday into a glory so radiant that those who once turned their backs on you will be left standing in absolute shock. The restoration that the Most High is bringing to you is nothing like what you have been praying for. How many times have you cried and prayed, asking for everything to just go back to normal?